Welcome to Well, That Just Happened. I'm your host, Cody Spence.
And I'm your co-host, Mark Hawk.
This is a podcast about, do you want to tell them, Mark?
Yeah, so this is a podcast that takes a look at news stories from around the world.
Some that shock us, some that have us asking what just happened, and some that we just found interesting.
So if you like the show, please subscribe and leave a review.
We're on YouTube and any other podcast platform.
And with that being said, all that's left is, let's see what's happening this season.
All right, so the news that I put together for this episode, I'm actually very proud of because there are some moments I'm like, why? And there was actually one article I can't imagine anybody else just going, I can't believe that just happened. Yeah, okay. So my first story that I have, it was over in Waterloo, Iowa, and a guy named James Howard Harrington committed a couple robberies. Guess what his getaway vehicle was?
A Prius.
No.
Yeah?
John Deere tractor. Riding mower.
What?
There was surveillance video.
I mean, was it souped up?
No.
Oh. Wow, how? I mean, if you
he turned the key on and drove.
No, but I'm saying, if you can commit a couple robberies on a tractor, you had to have gotten away with it the first time.
No, yeah, he did. It was all within the same night. There's surveillance video of this cul-de-sac area of him driving around just stealing crap.
Wait, did he eat something?
No, but he stole a $43 bottle of vodka.
Oh wow, I'd be so mad. Oh man.
But yeah, and it all was. This is at 4 a.m. too. That was the other part.
Oh wait, okay, 4 a.m.
Yep.
And people weren't home?
No, people were home.
Wow, and he didn't get busted?
He got busted for
talking
about it.
Eventually, I'm saying, but how do you get through more than one if you're breaking in at 4 a.m. when people are home?
I don't know. I really don't know. But the one thing I wanted to make sure that I got right was officers arrested Harrington. He was 54. And it was on Tuesday for third-degree burglary. Burglary, yeah. God, I hate that word. Fifth-degree theft and driving while barred. Bond was set for $7,500.
Wait, driving while what?
Barred. Drunk.
Oh. Why did you just say DUI?
Because it's a riding mower?
I don't know. Hey, man, if you are riding in your yard on a riding mower and they see a beer in your cup holder, they can come get you for drinking and driving.
Yeah.
Which is crap.
But this dude, he's had a history of, theft. Just a couple years before, he stole $112 worth out of some random Dodge truck that was sitting at a gas station.
Is he like a kleptomaniac?
I don't
just
know.
Gotta steal? Some people got that compulsion where they just have to take shit. I don't know.
I don't know. It cracked me up. Just that image of a guy, drunkenly going up to somebody's house, just grabbing stuff and having it sit in their lap while they're driving down with the mower, maybe taking a swig of that $43 bottle of alcohol. And one of my things I was curious about was if he turned the mower deck on.
Oh, man. Yeah.
If he's going to hop on and say something that's got snugged and it turned on, which is kind of what started everything, people waking up. But at 4 a.m., man.
Yeah, you would think you would hear a riding mower going at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they knew the guy, oh, he's drunk again.
Open up the blinds. Harrington's outside again. Honey, get the gun. All right, so the next story that I have, this one I'm not going to go into her name, just because the allegations aren't. It hasn't gone anywhere other than the initial story. Okay. So the gist of this is a boyfriend and a girlfriend, they go out clubbing, okay? Having a good time, you start feeling, you start getting that little bit of buzz, you want to start indulging in some romantic activities.
Bumping and grinding.
So they make it back home, and, their kids are sleeping, but she's intoxicated, so she's feeling a little bit randy, and she wants to hump on his disco stick, if you know what I mean. And he tells her no. He's like, look, I don't want to hook up tonight. Like, I'm not in that kind of mood. And she loses it. She goes absolutely crazy, starts screaming, yelling, wakes the kids up. And then she's still trying to have sex with him. He's like, look, you woke the kids up. The kids got to go back to sleep. We're not having sex tonight. She goes and gets the hairdryer and just starts beating him with it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like she goes ballistic, rips it out of the wall. I mean, and she just starts flailing and just beats the dude. Bad.
Wow. Okay, now you know if that was the other way around and a guy was intoxicated and wanted to get down with her and beat her with a hairdryer. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also feel, okay, so when it comes to that kind of level of, like, wanting to try to have sex with your partner in an instant like that, like, alright, most of the time, like, men
Are not going to say no.
yeah, well, we're also dumb, and we're thinking there's not really much as men that we can do that is kind of like sexy to like when you're drunk to try to provoke that or try to get things going. Like the most we can do is drunkenly hold ourselves up against the wall and go, just look at it. But yeah, that just it when I first read that I was like, what? Like, and then I read like more and more into the article about just all the detail. I'm like, I can't believe that just happened, because that was just last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, now why are you saying allegedly? I
Just
mean,
because it's right now, because both people being intoxicated, it's more of a he said she said kind of thing.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if the guy's beat up, bruised, and not feeling great, yeah, I'm pretty sure she said enough with that damn hairdryer. You know?
But yeah, it's the other reason, because there's no official charges that are being filed. I don't know.
I mean, can you just file domestic battery and attempted rape charges? I mean, I don't know, though. At that point, didn't sound like she attemptedly raped him if she just beat him with a hairdryer.
So maybe she hopped on him at one point, and he was like, get off of me.
Wow.
But she did end up making it to jail.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, she's in jail, but there's no official charges yet. She just has a bond for like $2,500. All right, so that's that story. There's like a theme with mine, and it seems to be alcohol and sex.
Okay, yeah. The first one was just alcohol. The second one was alcohol and sex.
This one is naked man. Naked man was caught doing the walk of shame because he cheated on his wife.
Oh.
But there's a part of the story where I thought you might get a kick out of. So, this was in South Carolina. The guy, his name's Michael Boatman. He's 41. It was 1 a.m. He's walking down Atlantic Avenue, and completely naked. But he has a plastic clear bag that he's holding over his crotch, and a blunt in his mouth.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, just imagine that scene. That dude completely naked, 1 a.m., has to be cold, plastic baggie, but a blunt. He's just walking down the street. So a cop pulls up to him and is just like, so, what's going on here? Then he tells the cop, he's like, I cheated on my wife. I told her about it. So this is my walk of shame to try to reinstill trust in our relationship. So she told him, if you want things to work with us, or you're really sorry, you need to go walk around town naked. And he just added the blunt, just to make it more bearable. I was just going to say, it doesn't say, but in my mind, she called the cops.
I'm thinking that, I mean, if you're the cop and you pull up, I mean, no pun intended, but the balls on the guy to walk around smoking a blunt.
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
But yeah, the reason that one cracked me up is just the idea. Like he had his affair, and then just you can make it up to me by walking around naked. And that's
but okay. I'm not getting that, because in my mind, you're like, I just already cheated on you. You're making me do a walk naked. Free advertisement to happen again. But, all right.
And the last news story that I have, this one has to do with meth, actually. So this was in Phoenix. 11 pounds of meth, or 53,000 M30 fentanyl pills, and 11,758 during the investigation on Monday. Packets were found of meth.
Damn, somebody was trying to make some money.
Yeah. So they tried to like cover it up, like what the packages of meth were.
How?
Mustard.
They put meth packets in mustard.
I mean, everything was all baggy, or everything was all plasticed up. They took mustard, smeared it all over, so it was just like little yellow bricks everywhere.
Like, because I mean, I've heard of coffee, like putting your weed in coffee to throw the dogs off the scent.
Yeah, these guys use mustard. They knew they were gonna get raided because they found over the scanner, like they heard it, so they quickly just grabbed the mustard and like just tried to cover it up. They threw it off to the side. Yeah, there's an actual photo. You see all these bricks laid out, just covered in mustard.
Wow, I've never heard of that trick to hide meth. I mean, I guess at that point in time, what are you going to do? You can't just be like, "Yep, it's there."
Most people to me is just like get rid of it. Like if you're about to get busted, it's chuck it somewhere, throw it in a bag, give it to somebody, let them go run.
I would say
something.
Normally it's eat it, but that's a lot of meth to eat.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, I guess I would at least eat a couple packets so I could tweak while I'm in jail.
But who goes like, the cops are coming, get the mustard.
Yeah.
Like, my first instinct is not to grab a condiment to hide my illegal activity.
No, what did they get the cops called for?
They knew it was a meth house. They knew about the meth lab and everything. It was one of the ones where it was part of like there was a task force, something you put into place, and they just had a scanner and they caught wind of it and they tried to cover it up with mustard.
Wow, that is just amazing. We'll cover that in the wrap.
All right, Mark. So what do you got this week?
All right. So a frat boy sues for injuries caused by a bottle rocket shot from his ass.
All right, hazing, I'm assuming.
No, drunken frat party.
Okay, that was a second guess.
Yeah. So a West Virginia college student is suing his fraternity, alleging that he fell off a deck when a drunken frat brother fired a bottle rocket out of his own ass.
Wow.
So I guess he didn't even get it fired out of his ass. Somebody else did it, and he's suing because he fell off a deck to get out of the way.
So, wait, I'm confused. So somebody shoved a bottle rocket into his butt.
In their butt. And then lit it. And then before it went off, he like stepped out of the way and then fell off a deck and got hurt.
So he like Neo Matrix from out of the way of a bottle rocket and got hurt.
I mean, I don't even think he waited. Like, the dude went over, shoved it in, lit it, and he stepped back and bam. He got hurt.
His instincts were right. Just poor execution.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It was one of them things where, you're at a drunken party, someone has this idea, kind of like on South Park when they wanted to light the farts on fire.
Yeah.
It's like, I think this sounds like a good idea. Let's do this. And then, I mean, how do you sue over that? Because
I have no idea. I can't think of a crime that falls into. He lived, so it's not wrongful death.
But that's the thing. Like, they weren't like hazing him or hurting him in any way. He did it to himself.
I don't know. I mean, I guess in a way it kind of falls into like if you say you have like neighbor kids or something that come play in your yard or they fall and get hurt, you can be held reliable for it. So I mean, depends on who he's trying to sue. If he's trying to sue the landlord, like what were they? Were they on like a second story deck or?
Yeah, and then like I said, they lit a bottle rocket, out of his butt, and then he stepped out of the way, thinking that it was maybe going to fly towards him, and then fell and hurt himself.
You know, when I was a kid, I did. One thing we used to do is, like, we would break the stick off a bottle rocket, light the wick, and just chuck it. And then it was run for your life. You know, that was the game
I think we all did that. But it was one of them things where you knew what risk you were taking.
Right.
Like, I don't know, I've had firecracker go off in my hand before and got hurt.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Oh, yeah, trust me, it hurts really, really bad.
Ugh. So, I guess my only next thought, what was his injury? Did he get it injured at all?
Yeah, I mean, just some, like, bruising and, you know, stuff like that. Like, it wasn't, like, a super serious injury, but it's one of them things where I feel like it's a Sue Happy world.
My natural instinct is just to say, suck it up, Buttercup. You're at a frat party. It's bound to get some bumps and bruises. If they're college kids doing it, I did stupid stuff when I was in college. I did stupid stuff when I was in high school.
I think we all have.
Yeah, and a lot of times you get hurt, or if anything, don't sue. That's a funny story to tell somebody later on.
Oh, definitely.
Especially if you get a scar out of it. Like, yeah, I was at a party and some dude shot a bottle rocket out of his butt, and yeah, that's why I have this horseshoe scar here. Call me the Harry Potter. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so the next story I have is high school baseball teammates allegedly have sex with sandwich on school bus.
What happened?
So, 6 high school students in Grand Forks, North Dakota were suspended for 3 to 5 days after an alleged incident that involved sex with a sandwich and a bottle of Gatorade.
Why the Gatorade?
Okay, so on May 23rd, the students, all members of the Grand Forks Central High School junior varsity baseball team, were on a school bus riding home from their last game of the season when the alleged incident happened. Some of the students supposedly put bodily fluids onto a chicken sandwich.
So wait, are you telling me they spit on the sandwich?
Just listen. Okay, so they put body fluids onto a chicken sandwich and into a bottle of Gatorade and then dared other team members to consume it.
Oh, wait, so they ejaculated in the Gatorade?
I'm thinking so. And it said the station said it received a photo of the food involved in the incident.
No!
But chose not to show it on air.
Good!
Students quickly shared news of the defiled food via social media, arousing the attention of school officials. So it said that 6 players out of the 15 to 18 students on the bus were suspended. He wouldn't confirm whether sex with a sandwich was involved, citing privacy concerns.
Oh my god.
So, okay. They're saying this happened on a school bus. Like, in front of people. Like, I don't know. Like, that to me is as bad as, like, masturbating in front of everyone. And not just...
No, it's not, because masturbating on the bus, okay, that's... for lack of a better phrase, that's normal. Like, you can see somebody like, alright, he got an urge. Don't fuck a sandwich.
I know.
Sorry for the language, but that is
but that's the thing though. It wasn't just like one student.
Yeah, you don't run a gangbang train on a freaking sandwich.
In a Gatorade.
In a Gatorade bottle. And I'm assuming they're nutting off into the Gatorade bottle, then they're like, hey, Johnny, drink this. It's funny. That's disgusting.
Yeah, that is ridiculous that so many people were involved with a sandwich in front of people.
You know, okay.
Because it says 15 to 18 students were present during this, and only 6 of them got in trouble. So it's not like you can hide your involvement in the situation.
No! Especially when you're coming out. It's a chicken sandwich. I feel like the chicken detail bothers me the most. Like, the chicken is a hard... It could have been a patty or whatever, but it's a patty. Ham, turkey, whatever. It can fold nicely. Like, there's so many things that could have made that better sandwiches. That's all I'm saying. It's a weird concept. if you're gonna have sex with any kind of food, it needs to be a smooth surface. Any chicken sandwich I've ever had, it's either breaded or, like if you have like a grilled chicken sandwich or whatever, like it's not a smooth fucking surface.
Okay, but I mean, if you put like lots of condiments on it,
Oh my god,
and then you add your extra condiments and say, "Hey, Johnny, eat this."
Do you think it would burn if you get like mustard or something inside your pee hole?
Oh yeah, probably.
You can find out which 6 students did it when they're walking on the bus going, ah.
Can you imagine having to go to the doctor after that incident if you did get some inside and it hurt? I mean,
and then to explain the story.
Oh yeah, because I know, like, okay, food's involved a lot in like some sex stories, like people have their kinks and all that.
Yeah.
And I know if you put like stuff inside a woman, she can get a yeast infection. So I don't know what can happen to a dude.
It'll fall off. I don't know, man.
I like that. That was a good one. All right, here's another food one. Police say a Quincy woman punched a sandwich maker in the face over pickles.
What do these people have against sandwiches?
Well, I mean, they didn't make it right. So, transit police say a Quincy woman upset about the number of pickles in her steak and cheese sub punched a sandwich maker in the face and smashed 2 jars of pickles at the Quincy Center station.
Hold up. Okay. I'm a big fan of pickles, so I find offense to this. That's a absolute waste of pickles, but you can't. Oh, you can pick off pickles. Like if somebody can't make your sandwich right, you can be like, all right, I told you many times, you're obviously not going to listen. Maybe you can't comprehend what I'm saying. I would just get the sandwich, go sit down, pick the pickles off.
Depending.
On what?
Okay, see, this says, like, about the number of pickles in the sandwich. So they put too much on. So apparently they wanted pickles on their sandwich, which is fine. So if they put too many on, you're right, you pick them off. But if you specifically say, I don't want pickles on my sandwich, and they put them on, they might have a case. Because pickles got juice. That affects the taste of the sandwich.
Not as bad as the juices of what the other sandwich story we heard was.
Well, I get that, but I'm just saying, if you specifically say, I don't want pickles on it, and they put pickles on it, and that pickle juice gets all over your sandwich when you didn't want it on there, yeah, like...
What do you have against pickles? Because you're obviously passionate about this.
No, I like pickles on my burgers. But, they're talking about a freaking steak and cheese sub. Pickles don't belong on a steak and cheese sub.
That's debatable. Any sub I get, I put pickles on.
What is wrong with you?
I only like pickles.
Okay, now I do believe that punching someone in the face and smashing the pickles is a little messed up. Like, I get that. Like, if they would have just taken the pickles off and thrown it at the person and said, I told you I didn't want these damn pickles on my sandwich, then I would... okay, they took it too far.
Yeah.
But I do agree with the premise of standing up for, I didn't want that, and you put it on there anyways.
The only thing, the one thing that pops in my head is, like, right before the punch comes across, like, do you think there was, like, a battle cry or something had to have been said? It's not just like, oh, pickles, wham! No, I feel like it was something like, Chuplaka! And then,
Or I feel like they probably was like, hey, I didn't want, like, all these pickles on my sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
And if the worker was like, I don't care, then it's like, oh, you don't care? Alright.
I feel like
then you go after it.
Kind of in my mind, it's kind of like the old Dane Cook joke when he talks about going to the Burger King. I'm sure you've heard that joke, haven't you? Where the woman just over the intercom just says nothing else, but the only word that he makes her say to understand is pickles. Like, I imagine, like, the pickles? No. Pickles? The pickles! And then, violence.
I mean, it could happen. I'm thinking... maybe that there could have been some alcohol involved. I don't know. We're going to find out. So it says Tina Drone, 49 of Quincy, is, face assault charges. And she said she complained of neck pain when police caught up with her Saturday and was taken to the hospital.
The woman that punched?
Yeah.
She got hurt?
I don't understand that. Yeah. Because it just said, police said Tina Druin, 49 of Quincy.
Been fine.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But then she
Sounds
complained of neck pain.
needs more vegetables.
But it said, yeah, around 2 p.m. Saturday, ordered a steak and cheese sub. When a female employee started making the sandwich, police said Druin started yelling at the sandwich maker about the quantity of certain ingredients on the sub and later demanded a refund. When she was told she would not receive a refund, police said she punched the employee in the face, knocked over two large jars of pickles that shattered on the floor. Oh, so she didn't smash
It's over
them.
the money. I get the violence over the money part.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they made it sound in the article that she deliberately smashed the jars of pickles, and this is saying the lady who got punched knocked over the pickles. So you can't blame her.
No.
You got to fall better.
No, you know what?
You know.
I feel like she deserved a punch in the face.
So that's what I have for us this week. Yeah. Just an FYI, do not put too many pickles on the damn sandwich.
You need to get over the freaking pickles. In our weekly wrap-up, we discuss some of our personal opinions and ideas. So let's see what we thought this week.
Okay. Alright, so I guess the first thing I want to touch up on is the meth and the mustard.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess, how many people were in the house? It didn't say.
It didn't say. But if I had to guess, I'm going to assume, I think most meth labs are at least
3-4 people,
yeah.
somewhere around there. Okay, so I guess you couldn't consume all that meth, but you would think you'd,
I think all the fentanyl pills, too.
Oh, yeah.
53,000 fentanyl pills.
Wow. Yeah, okay, so I guess you're definitely not getting away with it. I'm just... Oh, man.
But they covered up the meth, but what about the pills?
Yeah, or, why not throw it all in, a grocery bag and, stash it, and then just leave, a little bit out for them to find. Better get the small charge than a charge for everything. I mean, I guess they are cops, so they'd search everything.
Yeah.
53,000 pills is a lot to shove in your ass to try to hide. But I guess that just goes to show you, if you're trying to mass produce that kind of drugs, you go hide it in increments, and, you always got to have a lookout.
Mm-hmm.
You see the cops coming, or you think something's going down, you have someone phone it in and say, hey, man, they're going to do this.
Just some kind of a backup plan.
Yeah.
Again, I do not understand the criminals and food. I don't get it.
I mean, putting meth on mustard, or mustard on meth, I don't get it. What were they going to say? These are gold bricks.
Maybe it's a block of cheese. I don't know. But I don't get this. Why do we keep finding stories about food? Obviously the story's mainly about meth, but why are criminals eating at crime scenes? Or why are they leaving that kind of evidence behind? Why are they using food to cover up a crime?
I mean, yeah. If you're going to break into someone's house or do something like that, I mean, bring a damn granola bar, or a protein shake or something.
What I'd say is, if they're bringing the dogs in, throw down a couple pieces of bologna. A dog's just going to start biting and eating that, and then they're going to eat all the meth, and then you get half the charges.
That's true, and you kill the dogs.
Yeah. And at that point, it's technically not your fault. They should have been taking care of their dog.
That's true. I mean, but you'd still get charged with murder.
Yeah, killing an officer.
Yeah, that's wrong. Okay, so you might not want to kill the dogs. Low drug charges. I mean, I still think with 53,000 pills of fentanyl, you're going away for life.
Yeah, there's no way in that they can go, I don't know how this got here. There's just, I think there's no denying it at that point.
Yeah. All right, another one I want to go back to is the lawnmower.
Okay.
So you're in your 50s. You're probably an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I mean, according to what it seems like. And, okay, so you get on your lawnmower, you said 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And you start cruising around. What makes you think, I think I want to steal their shit?
I don't know. The only thing I can kind of think of, too, is okay, so say he's, I could see going to like just one house, and I mean, which is kind of hard to justify alone. But I mean, like, I could see drunkenly driving a lawnmower over. No, I can't because it's 4 a.m. There's no part of me. It's like I'm gonna go steal some stuff, but I want the mower because they're just loud, always loud.
Yeah.
Even if the mower is not engaged, it's still loud because you have your exhaust right in the front of your mower.
I mean, yeah, and it's 4 a.m. You think neighborhood's quiet, everybody's sleeping. I don't know how you even get to one house. Like, I mean, if you hear a lawnmower pull up at 4 a.m. and shut off out in your front lawn, I don't see how you don't look out the window and be like, oh, what's going on?
I don't understand, but I the part that gets me is that he used the mower for the getaway vehicle. Mowers go maybe 15 miles per hour, like max speed.
I'm thinking not even that fast, most of them.
Yeah, because like I'm thinking in my mind, the mower he used is like my mower, and it's just a little green John Deere tractor that it'll mow, and if I floor it, have it cranked all the way down to bunny, and put my pedal to the metal, and I'm going 12 miles an hour. And so he had all that stuff with him. Mowers are typically kind of hard to maneuver. So he has like alcohol here, and he has whatever else he stole, trying to steer. I don't know why, but in my mind, I imagine a cigarette in his mouth too, just because I feel like that fits the whole picture.
I would do that.
Yeah. So like I imagine the cigarette hanging out, and he's like just trying to steal while taking a swig, and then I don't know. I'm amazed that he didn't hit something.
Yeah, that's true, but
because I mean that mower deck, like being intoxicated and trying to mow. You gotta accommodate that mower deck because you're so focused on your regular line of travel. Your mower deck will sit out about that far off from where you're at.
See, I wouldn't even put my beer down because of the vibration and all that.
Oh yeah,
I'm afraid it'll go flat super quick.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess with the alcohol, you don't have to worry about that with vodka. You know.
I'd imagine you was just drinking it straight.
Well, if you're already intoxicated, what's it gonna hurt?
That's a pretty good freaking bottle of vodka though, $43.
That's what I was wondering if it's one of the expensive brands.
I want to say it was like Absolute or something.
Okay,
yeah, like high end Absolute vodka. But the fact too, like him, this isn't like the first time he's got busted for stealing something.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why I said I wonder if he's like a kleptomaniac. He just can't help himself. But 4 a.m. is a hell of a time to steal something.
It's such a comical story to me that I can almost see like the surveillance photo, like images in my head. There's that black and white and just some dude. Like I imagine some dude looking like I can't think of the guy. He played like a Martian in the movie or something. Kind of like a thin, older white male with like really short hair, but kind of like buggy eyes. That's just what I imagine. A set of overalls for some reason, because I feel like that fits. I don't know. The whole thing to me just screams white trash.
Definitely, yeah. So if you're gonna be out and you're riding around at 4 a.m. on a lawnmower, just ride around the block. You might get picked up for public intoxication, but that's the only charges you're gonna get. And if you do break into someone's house, don't eat. Bring your own snack. Stop the DNA from getting spread.
Yeah. Well, that just happened.
If you like what you heard, tune in next week to see what else we find.
Also, please leave a review, a like, and subscribe.
If there's something you think is interesting and would like us to address, then reach out to the show and let us know.
We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, pretty much anywhere you want to reach us.
And with that being said, this concludes our episode of Well, That Just Happened.